The Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 46. I am Nick, and of course, with me is my co-host Joel. And as always, as I've been constantly been saying for 45 previous episodes, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Uh, Turn on that post notifications bell so you know when we post an episode. Follow us on social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and anywhere else we can be found. The more the support, the better for us. So not the best topics to be talking about today. Not a great weekend in terms of wrestling news. This has been like a wow type weekend, Brad. Like I was I don't know about you, but I was speechless for a couple of days.
It was more like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, I guess.
Yeah.
Man.
So if y'all were living under a rock, Bray Wyatt was released this past weekend, and apparently Adam Cole is not re-signing his contract. Apparently, and most likely is going to be a free agent at the end of this month. We'll talk about the Bray Wyatt one first because that happened first. What were your thoughts on that? Like, what was going through your mind when you first saw that notification? It's like, oh shit, he's been released. He's actually gone from WWE.
Man, heartbreaking.
I know.
Heartbreaking. I've said it before. He's a visionary, and he tried so many things. He tried to switch up his character so many times to please, I guess, the higher ups, and they just weren't with it. I don't know the whole backstory to why he got released. Did he ask for it? Was he just released because of budget cuts?
That's what I'm thinking.
Full story.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I feel like the budget cuts were just the reason that was given to people. Yeah. I think that there has to be more. Like part of me, and obviously like budget cuts, I don't think that's true to begin with. Like apparently he was supposed to be a part of the last group of people to get released, but they waited for him. So I'm assuming there must be a reason there why they waited. So that's why I don't think it was because of budget cut reasons.
Yeah.
I personally think, like you said, like I think there was more than what we know. There has to be more than him just like oh, we can't afford your contract or whatever. There has to be more than that. There's no way he's been out for what now, like 7-8 months and had one match this year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of suspicious to me. Like why like they waited, like he's only had, like I said, one match in 8 months. So like there has to be some type of reason to have his release cut like that. He either he asked for it, or B, like they just didn't know what to do with it anymore. Which I also kind of feel like that's not the reason as well.
It's one of those things that's just like, I don't know, man. They had opportunities to do stuff with him. You know what I mean? And this would be a perfect time to bring him back.
Exactly.
For a big show that you're trying to sell out a place, I think this is a great time. It would have been a great time to bring him back. Now, was he at heads with creative? We don't know. Did he say, yo, did they approach him with ideas and he didn't like them and just turned them down and said, no, I'm not doing it? And then they were like, you know what? He's just being difficult. Let's release him.
I mean, like for me personally, like his creative mind though is like
ridiculous.
He can literally. I was thinking about this the other day. Like you can literally put him in a feud against like who doesn't get used now, Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak he can go up against, and it'll be a great feud right there.
This man built. My bad. I heard that paper in the background. He built a storyline with a guy who didn't show up for 3 months and made you want to see the match. Remember when he built up him and Taker for WrestleMania 31? We never saw Taker until Mania. He built that match up by himself with promos storyline every week from Royal Rumble, I think.
Yeah.
The man is a genius. I hope he's not done with wrestling.
I hope not. I hope not.
Because remember also that he took a leave after Mania with the whole passing of Brody. Yeah, so who knows? Maybe he's done with
Yeah.
wrestling. Maybe he asked for his release. And he said, "I'm done. I can't."
Maybe. I mean, that's what I was thinking too, but I hope not at the same time.
I
Like, I
really
hope
hope
he's well. I
not.
mean, I hope he's well, but like,
Yeah.
again, I want to see him wrestle. I don't think he's done. Like, I think he may take time off and eventually, like maybe next year, he'll be back. Not with WWE, but in wrestling in general. So that way he's like,
The only way I could see him back in WWE is if they give him creative control, and they're not going to do that, because I think that's a big thing that a lot of people want. A lot of people want creative control. That's why a lot of people go to AEW and Impact, because they kind of have creative control. Not fully, but you get a say in what you do.
Yeah.
You get to pitch ideas. I feel like in WWE, you can't just pitch ideas. You know what I mean? AEW is such a newer company that you could go up to Tony Khan and be like, "Hey, I got an idea for what I can do with my character."
Yeah.
I feel like in WWE, you have to go through a whole bunch of people before you get to Vince. Not saying that's a bad thing, but just saying
it's harder to do.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
So we don't know the full story of the Bray Wyatt release. If it was because of budget cuts, that is ridiculous, because there's people on that roster that you could have cut before him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people. Like I said, Bray Wyatt has always been one of my favorites ever since he's shown up with the Wyatt family. I wasn't a big fan of the Husky Harris, but when he came out with the Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family persona, it was intriguing. It was one of this, I wouldn't say scary, but I would say
darker characters
that made you actually care, since Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah.
There wasn't really, because like we had Boogeyman, but Boogeyman became a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wyatt and the Wyatt family always they were serious and they were dark and interesting. I was like, we want to see them, and they had that big feud with the Shield, and and then I heard about this the other day. Bray Wyatt actually got no respect in WWE at all. Me and my brother went through the list after he got released. We talked about every WrestleMania he's been in.
He's lost every one of them, right?
Except for 36.
36 was
the Cena, and that was
that was like last year's
30. Incredible build up. Really showed that he could hang with the top guys when he built it up against Cena. Lost. 31 Taker lost. 32 was injured, but they got embarrassed by Cena and The Rock. 33 Randy Orton beat him. I think 34 he came back on the pre-show to help Matt Hardy win.
Yes, that was the Battle Royal. And then 35
on the pre-show. And then 35 nowhere to be found. I think he was injured.
Yeah, and that's when he came back right after with the Fiend.
With the Fiend. Then 36 he won. 37.
Firefly, he lost to Orton again.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing though, like
no respect.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't, but he started off hot though. The thing is,
he started off
literally from, and the reason why I respected him from the beginning is that, like, going back to the Husky Harris character, he literally got, like, I think he was part of the Nexus, then just dropped back down to FCW.
Yeah,
and I think like less than, like, it was like just a few months. He came up as the Fiend character, changed his name, grew his hair out, literally changed completely. Had one shot to pitch his character to their management at FCW, and it worked from there. I don't think there was any question. I don't think there was any like changes to it. It was one shot, one change, and look how it blew up. You know what I mean? And it was like, it wasn't even like, I think there might have been like a few short changes with it, but it wasn't like a big difference as of like a complete character change or a name with changes of his name. All they did was maybe add Rowan, add Harper, and then they just rolled with it. And he was one of those.
Dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
And he didn't really need, because he actually The family Wyatt family started off in NXT for a little bit when they debuted, but it wasn't that much time because they didn't need that much time. Like we
Yeah.
spoke about in the past, where like not a lot of people need time in NXT to succeed in the main roster. Like I think they had the Rowan and Harper had a tag team title run for NXT. Then after that, they just went up to the main roster and started with Kane and just took off from there.
Yeah.
So he didn't really need much time in NXT. He didn't do much, anyways. It was just Rowan and Harper, and then them two together on the main roster.
Yep.
So it was like he literally spent time, built a character completely different from Husky Harris, then it took off. So like it literally could have gone completely worse. It could have gone from somewhere like, oh, they didn't like the character. They could have changed his name. They could have changed the character a little bit, but they didn't. They kept it. And like I said, it rolled. It just didn't.
It was fine. I think the Wyatt family was on fire. I want to say the downfall of the Wyatt family was probably
When they split up, in my opinion.
yeah. I would say that because the Cena loss I felt it didn't really hurt him. It was Cena, even
Yeah.
though everybody he's buried.
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
look back at it, you're kind of like, oh, maybe that
Maybe
was the
was
start of
yeah.
it. But so at WrestleMania 30, you knew Cena was gonna take the W, especially since the going home rule. This is when I knew like the Wyatt family was a legit stable in WWE, because it was always like you see them on TV. It's cool till you're there. You're actually seeing a big spot. That was when they put Cena on the rope and put the mask on him, the sheet mask, and that was a big moment that kind of gave it away. That was like, all right, Cena's gonna win, because usually if you get a big moment on the going home Raw, you usually gotta take the L, as we talked about with Undertaker and Brock and him putting
Yeah.
Brock through the table. When
Table.
I knew from there, I said Taker is taking the L. I didn't want to believe it.
It's predictable,
and,
man.
Yeah, and then I was shocked, even though in my mind I knew it was gonna happen. Okay, so he takes the L there. 31, they go through the whole year killing it. Then 31, of course, Taker got to get the win back, but they gave Bray so much time on TV and let him talk for maybe
3
like
months.
2 months. Yeah, like 3 or 2 months. And just hype up this match by himself. We didn't see Taker till Mania.
Yeah.
So that was cool for him. And then he went on that streak. He got injured. They did the thing at WrestleMania 32 with Rock and Cena, which it was okay. It was cool. It got
But that wasn't his show, right? That wasn't the Rock and Cena. Oh yeah. When they went up against they went up against them.
Yeah,
Dallas show. Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas. The Rock was like the host or whatever.
Yeah, and then Cena came out and helped them attack the Wyatt family. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 33, he was going in as champion, which is what you want. He killed it that year. He came back from injury, killed it that year, won it at Elimination Chamber, but they took it away from him. Yeah, and gave it to Orton. That was when Orton joined the Wyatt family. They would tag titles, tag champs for a little bit. Then 34, of course, he's doing the whole Woken thing. He did a lot. Like I can't say fully like they buried him.
Yeah.
But I wish they would have gave him more opportunity. Like I wish they would have gave him more time as champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe even another title, maybe a US champion run, or you know what I mean? Like
I think titles definitely something that they needed to put the strap on and just kind of let him go at it. But I kind of felt like he's somebody who doesn't need a champion.
No, he definitely didn't.
Does not. Like he definitely.
But I think it would have legitimized him more if he had it. Like he was someone that didn't need it. He could build, like I said, he could build a story out of nothing. You could have gave him a blank piece of paper and said, "Yo,
few with the paper, few with the paper. Put a story against the paper."
Somebody that probably could do it. You know what I mean? Like he was just one of those guys, and they hear the story about him coming up with this idea for the Fiend, and then he goes back to all his old characters. And it's just like insane amount of backstory, and then they don't really use it that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Fiend had how many matches? You could probably count the matches that
Yeah.
he's had.
Let
You know
me
what I
ask you.
mean?
Let me ask you this though. Do you
What's
think
up?
it's now awkward that Alexa Bliss?
Somebody's using his
Yeah.
gimmick? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is
That's
awkward. It is very strange. It's like
like you had somebody create a gimmick for themselves, not a gimmick,
and
like a
you're using
character.
it.
I wouldn't say a
Yeah.
gimmick, character,
Yeah.
and you just handed it off to somebody else. Like it was probably supposed to be the both of them
To
and try
teaming
and build
together.
up. Yeah, but like I guess it just
Yeah.
didn't pan out.
The way they
And
want. Yeah.
it's kind of weird that they're keeping her with the character
I
because
think
now
they're slowly like I think they should kind of fade it off a little bit. Like, okay, just have her do something to where they snap her back to the irregular Alexa Bliss, to where she's not this character now.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I
They
feel
can do
like
it.
because I feel like the whole thing with this character of
Is
Alexa
this
Bliss
the
was
superpowers? This is superpowers now. She
yeah,
has that. The Fiend didn't
yeah,
have that.
but I feel like it was to build up for the Fiend to come back.
Yeah, I
Now the
see that.
Fiend is not coming back, so
Yeah,
what are you gonna do with Alexa now?
like
You
one thing I
take
had
the
in
character from
mind,
her? What's up?
like one thing I had in, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like one
Oh, you
thing
good?
that I had in mind that like after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view ended, which I heard from a TikTok video, I thought it was a cool idea. It still could happen. Who knows? After SummerSlam, Nikki Ash could still be champ. Who knows? But I think they should feud with each other. One thing that they could have added onto that storyline with, like, because if you remember at Money in the Bank, Alexa Bliss, like, she wasn't the one of the people who were on the ladder reaching for the briefcase
Yeah,
because she was stacked. She had the ladder stacked on top of her. So one person that I saw online had a theory that, like, what if Nikki, obviously it wasn't the case anymore, but what if Nikki Ash wasn't the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase? Because, like I said, Alexa Bliss has powers. What if she got into the head of Nikki Ash, told her to get the briefcase for Alexa Bliss? So that way, Nikki Ash grabbed the briefcase, but Alexa Bliss is the winner. Because technically, Alexa Bliss is in her head getting the briefcase.
that's actually a dope ass idea and way too out there for WWE to think of. It's too good of an idea for them to think of because that would have been dope.
And then you have the feud between Nikki Ash and Alexa Bliss, where, like, oh, Nikki Ash is the superhero, but Alexa Bliss is the one with the powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like they should, like, kind of like, even though it'll make Nikki Ash more dominant, but even if they feud, it's like, oh, give me the power. I want the powers. I'm trying to be an actual superhero.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not really like an actual superhero, like powers and all that shit. It's like a, more motivational type of thing. But I think that would have been a great first feud between them two, even if Nikki Ash was the real winner of the briefcase, which she was. But it would have been cool to have her feud with Alexa Bliss first before cashing it in, basing it off the powers. It would have legitimized Nikki Ash a little bit more. It would have still brought on the character with Alexa Bliss. Maybe that kind of ended the Alexa Bliss character that she has right now, to where she is not the female Fiend anymore. And maybe during the draft she gets drafted over to SmackDown and, like, she kind of gets brought back to life as the old Alexa Bliss. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. I think she can go for a title. I think she can have a title run.
Oh, definitely. So. Definitely. I think it's tough now that Bray's out the picture because that's like I said before, I always looked at it as him coming back, so that's why they kept the character around. But now it's like it would be cool for her to do a storyline with Nikki Ash or whatever they call her. Because like that, you think you're a superhero, but I have powers. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I think it would be dope, but it's just gonna be weird now. It's just gonna be weird because it's like, what do you do with Alexa now?
Yeah.
You gave her super. There's no end goal with it. The end goal, I think, in my mind, was Fiend coming back, and them either tagging together or doing a cinematic match against each other, or doing something.
We
You know what I
mentioned
mean?
we mentioned in the past where like what if like Alexa Bliss uses her powers with the Fiend, so that way it makes him more dominant. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah,
controls him with her mind or her
yeah,
powers, because she can't control people. She every time she does something, the other person
yeah,
does it. So like it's kind of like yeah, like she tells him what move to do, he does it, and it's like he doesn't get tired or anything.
yeah.
Because as we've seen in the past too, like every time the Fiend, like someone did the move on a Fiend, he'll get right back up as if nothing happened.
Yep.
Like Seth Rollins, even though I didn't like the Hell in a Cell match, he got like the shit kicked out of him. But every time Seth Rollins did a curb stop, he got right back up. Every time he got hit with the chair, got right back up. So it's like with the powers, it would have been more dominant of the Fiend to do that. So I think it would have been cool. I think that was the goal, especially since that Mania was that a heel turn. I'm not sure. I thought that was a heel turn. But
Which one?
at WrestleMania this year, like she
Oh
she
yeah,
popped out. They're not on. Yeah. Then so
yeah. That was a heel turn. That
yeah,
was, I think, that was a heel turn
maybe yeah. But I
because
think
it
that would have been
just,
yeah. I think that would have been cool if they just teamed up or just had a feud where it was a cinematic. You said cinematic,
yeah,
where like they didn't have to go like a full on match in the ring. So yeah, I don't know. I think that would have been the better option. But who knows where he's going now, what he's gonna do. He has 90 days to figure out what he's gonna do.
yeah.
So
We'll see if he does have the 90
yeah,
days.
I mean, I think so. 90 days from
It's
now is maybe he doesn't have, maybe like you already said, maybe he doesn't have 90 days. Maybe he's granted 30. I don't know.
yeah, bro. It's just crazy the way that everything's happening
I know.
in wrestling right now, and like even like we'll talk about this really quickly. Ric Flair being released,
It's
asking for his release,
yeah.
and then him saying, "How old is Ric Flair?" Hold on, I gotta
Like
look
in his
this up.
80, I'm saying I want to go with 83. No,
You say how
no,
old?
no, not that old. I'm bugging. I say I say in his 70s. He's in
Yeah,
his 70s.
he's 72.
72. Yeah.
When you have a 72-year-old asking for his release and then having a statement saying Vince is stuck in the 80s and 90s, that's when you know you have a problem in the product.
Yeah.
This man is your age. He's telling you you're stuck in the 80s and 90s. So he
yeah.
asks for his release. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I know WWE has always had their favorites on who they
Does
keep
what?
around.
Yeah.
Like I forgot who it was. I saw a quote. I don't know who it was, but they said, "Oh, a lot of the top stars are scared now because they don't know if their job is safe. If you're a chosen one, your job is safe.
Yeah.
If your name
Yeah.
is Roman Reigns, if you're related to him, your job is safe.
Yeah.
If you're Seth Rollins, your job is safe. If you're anything involved with Seth Rollins, your job is safe.
Yeah.
Talk about Becky. If your name is Flair, your job is safe.
Safe.
I don't know now. Now
Except for Ric Flair. Ric Flair is gone now, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But you would know, like, I'm not safe. Like, if they don't do nothing with you, that's when you're like, all right, if they release this guy, they can release me.
Yeah.
At anytime.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. It could happen like as we speak. Like someone can potentially leave. Who knows?
Like it's just nuts, bro.
Yeah.
And then
other news.
You want to get into it?
Just go right now. Yeah, Adam Cole is going to be a free agent at the end of this month. What? Like speaking of like out of nowhere, what the? That was the one that was like, what the fuck?
Let's talk about how you don't know, how you don't remember
what contract you had. Yeah, you don't know about your goddamn best wrestler's contract.
One of your top guys in NXT, you don't know that their contract is expiring. And I bet you they would have never said anything about it.
He probably would have left. He probably would have left before if they didn't say anything. He probably would have gone somewhere else.
And now, like, I'm iffy if he's going to stay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't be surprised either. Like, if he just left and be like, you know what, I'm just going to test the options right now, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then just leave. And then.
Cole
What
won't
like
go.
what if he let's say if like he goes to a different company, let's say if he goes to AEW, does shit there, do you think you'll eventually see him back in WWE? Do you think it's like officially
Definitely.
done?
No, no, no. What I think it is right now he has. Well, I don't know personally, but like reading all the articles and we take them with um as much information as we get told by these leaks that Karen Cross thing was a lot of the guys in NXT were upset. They
Oh,
were
I
upset
would
that they
say yeah,
built up Cross for months and this guy lost on a roll up. Now it doesn't matter. Oh, we're building out a story because the whole thing was like, oh, he was supposed to lose 4 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row, and then Scarlett was supposed to come up
and
and
save him.
then like unleash this warrior. And it's like, why wouldn't Scarlett just come up with him? She's with him
Exactly.
on Tuesdays. Why isn't she with him on
It's like
Mondays?
that's goes along with the theory that we've always talked about. He does not know NXT. Like he's introducing these people as if we don't know them.
Yeah,
Like
I understand if
yeah,
Scarlett was out right now, if she was off TV and not on NXT, and then all of a sudden she showed up on Raw. It's like, whoa, he's gonna let the Warrior out now. I get it, but she's on NXT every week with him. So why isn't she taking these field trips with him on Mondays?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. But whatever. But a lot of the guys were. They said they were pretty mad because they built up this guy for months and months, and then you have him lose on a roll up, and
yeah,
not. I love Jeff Hardy. I've always said that
yeah.
Jeff Hardy will always be top 5 to me. Um, guy who's had a losing streak. You know what I mean? Like if he would have lost to maybe a Cesaro that way or an Uso, it wouldn't look as bad. Because then
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
But
they're
they haven't
doing
done
something.
stuff anything with Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy has not been doing nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
He just rolled
why?
up and then like why? Yeah, like if it was like a
Right?
maybe if the first match was Keith Lee,
Yeah.
maybe okay, like I wouldn't be mad, you know what I mean? Like still,
It
but
was just who it was.
who it was and what they've been doing.
Because now he lost to Keith Lee. He just lost him, right?
Yeah.
Is this his second week losing to him
No, he
or
lost
first?
he won last week against Keith Lee.
Okay.
So I think this is a good story to build off of.
I
If
think
you can
Keith
bounce
Lee
back.
I think
next
Keith
week
Lee's gonna take the Jeff Hardy role on beating Karen Cross a couple times in a row, and then Scarlett coming up and unleashing the beast or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
But it makes sense with Keith Lee. They have history. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's a big guy. It's believable that he could beat Karen Cross.
Yeah.
He's beaten Karen. You know what I mean? So it's
They
not
had a history
like,
in NXT too. Like Karrion
yeah.
Cross beat him.
So it's not like it's not unbelievable. But Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy, not unbelievable either. But having him lose all those weeks in a row and then roll up and beat your NXT champion, that's another story. But yeah, that might play a role in Adam Cole leaving or staying. Adam Cole might take, oh, you didn't even pay attention to my contract. Like that's how much you care about me. You know what I mean? That's how much you
Yeah.
care and value. He might be looking at it in all these different ways. We don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays, but I would not be surprised if it says Adam Cole's leaving his contract.
Yeah. I think Adam Cole is the type of person to just go elsewhere and do things outside and then come back. Like I think he might go to AEW, maybe win the AEW championship, TNT championship. Like maybe like 5 years from now he comes back and then he
I don't
just
even
does
want to
it
see
again.
him in AEW.
You don't? Why not?
I'd rather see him like in Ring of Honor.
Okay,
I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
see him go back to Ring of Honor. I think that would be dope. And I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird the way things are going right now. Like,
I know.
how don't you know?
They did the same thing with Aleister Black. They didn't even know he was still on a 30-day non-compete clause. And then that's why he showed up in AEW earlier.
Yeah.
And that just made them look it's stupid. It just made them look stupid.
You know how happy I would be if Adam Cole, well, he wouldn't even have a no complete clause.
Yeah, he wouldn't have one because his contract
because his contract expired.
Yeah. So he would just
The contract did say Adam versus Kenny, but it's Adam Cole, baby.
Adam, that would be so cool.
That would have been sick. But I would like to see, like, if he doesn't resign, and that's a big if because he's in WWE. That's the place everybody wants to be. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's not like they're treating him bad.
They're not.
Yeah, it's probably frustrating, but like every job is frustrating. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, Adam Cole resigns.
What would you have him do there? Like, what else does he have to do in the NXT?
That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. What else is there to do?
Like, I think he's accomplished enough, but like,
and you don't want to go to the main roster.
Yeah,
no one wants to go to the main roster right now because then you end up like the Fiend.
Yeah, the best character they had.
Oh, what about did you see what Ronda Rousey said?
Yeah.
About the Beach Ball City. I've been at a couple of shows that Beach Ball's been out, and it's been out throughout a lot of matches, not just Bray Wyatt matches. And I think a lot of guys are still on the contract. One big guy that a lot of Beach Balls wild for, he's the world champion on SmackDown right now, so I don't want to hear no shit from Ronda. Go have your baby and be quiet. Sit down. I'm a big Ronda fan, but this is a spot you need to sit down and relax.
Until she gets back into the ring, she can't speak.
Yeah.
Until she gets back in there.
I'm gonna go to that city when she returns, and for her first
throw a beach ball. Throw a beach ball
in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, right at her.
Throw it out. I'm gonna get a picture taken, and they're gonna be like, "Don't let this guy into any more shows."
Yeah, I'll be right there too, man.
Facts, but like, no one wants to go to the main roster. Look at what happens when you go to the main roster.
You can be literally, like you said, the Fiend position, like the best character they could possibly done. They just happen to release.
And
like
now,
like that reason, budget cut issues should not be a reason anymore. Now that the fact that the fans are back, they're making money. They have been making money, and they can't say that there's budget cut issues. Like, they should be able to give him a max offer or some shit now. They should be able to extend his contract, give him the top dollar they have right now in the company, and be like, hey, if we want to keep you, here you go.
Yeah, like.
And second,
a little bit off,
a little bit off topic, but I think what NXT has to do to change a little bit is to get out of that Capitol Wrestling Center. That shit is garbage now. I'm sick. Like, it's giving me the Thunderdome vibes. Like, I'm not, obviously there's a difference between them two, but like, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing it every week. Like, can we just go back to Full Sail and have a full NXT crowd again? Like, the main roster's doing it. We could do it for a little bit too. I think it's
takeover in front of a crowd, or
still in the Capitol Wrestling Center. It's still there. I think this is the last one though. I think this is the last one of what I heard last time. Last takeover.
You know what's crazy? I feel like, not trying shit on NXT. I feel like it's becoming a little stale right now.
I'm telling you, it's because they're in the Capitol Wrestling Center. They have to get out of there. They got to go back to a full NXT crowd. The crowd's boring. The crowd's boring there.
And also, the stuff that they're doing, I feel like the writers aren't doing.
Doesn't feel like an NXT. Yeah,
it doesn't.
Doesn't feel. I understand. I know what you mean.
Diamond Mine, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, Diamond Mine.
Hit Row.
Hit Row. I like Hit Row, by the way. Hit Row is awesome.
You like Hit Row?
Yeah, I'm digging that. The feud they're going with Legado de Fantasma is actually pretty dope. I'm fucking with that.
It's the group. It's not even the people in the group. It's just the group is corny. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
yeah, I see what you mean.
We usually don't have corny gimmicks in NXT, and usually if they're corny on purpose, and everyone knows it's corny. You know what I mean? Like, even the person using the character knows it's corny, and that's what makes it great.
But I think for them, they're still fresh and new. That the fact that they're still getting used to, having everybody get used to it. So I think it's still too early to decide whether they're going. If they're just, I know what you mean, whether it's in corny, but like,
yeah,
I still like, but if we give it a little bit more time, maybe they'll
I'm
end up being better.
I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I'm wrong, but for me right now, it's just like a little cringy when I watch them.
Yeah,
on TV.
maybe this. I feel like there's going to be Santos versus Isaiah Swerve's got to take over. I think that match can really elevate both of them.
Hoping.
That's the match.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's gonna steal the show.
no, you know what? The match. I don't want to jump into different topics, but the Walter versus Ilya Dragunov match. Holy shit! Yeah. That's the match you're fucking watching.
Takeover is the show that should have been in the stadium. Just gonna say that. But there, look, Capital Wrestling, whatever you want to call it.
CWC, not the right place to do it.
WC.
And I'm telling you, like that. I think that's why too. Like the fans there are boring as fuck. Like
it's not NXT crowd.
Yeah, it's just go back to the
who's even in the crowd.
I don't know. Like it's the crowds aren't that big anyways in Full Sail.
Because I know there's journalists in there because the guy got thrown out a couple weeks ago or last week, whatever it was. And he was all mad and like, oh, it wasn't gonna do nothing. Everybody else is doing it. Yeah, but you trashed them, so they throw you out, buddy. Everybody else doesn't trash them. You trash them, so that's why they threw you out, homie. Can't be mad at that.
What did he do?
Nah, they threw him out because he was taking pictures and stuff. Because they were, I think for the next couple weeks that they're on Sci-Fi, I think it was pre-recorded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think he was like taking pictures and he's like, oh, everybody else is doing it, but he is a journalist that like trashes them. So they threw him out. Makes sense. If you trash the company, they don't want you there.
Exactly.
Does it make it right? No. Does it make sense though? Yeah. Like I wouldn't want you at my show either.
Exactly.
Like, you just gotta go and trash it.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, right now wrestling, it's interesting.
I know. Like, who knows? Like, will Adam Cole go somewhere else after Takeover?
Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to know where this is going. I mean, he can end up like you said. There's no non-complete clause with Adam Cole. His contract is just up. And literally, I think by the end of this month, it's just in time for All Out. Will he show for All Out? Who knows? That's a big question too for them. Is that they can easily have Adam Cole show up for All Out, and just
definitely,
like you said, the Adam Cole, like Adam Page, like it says Adam versus Kenny Omega. It could be Adam Cole.
It would be so stupid, but so crazy. That would be lit. What's crazy though? I still don't get how they didn't know he was. His contract was coming to an end.
How do you not know that? Like that's like maybe there's too many contracts being dealt with. Or maybe someone's not telling someone else another thing. Maybe miscommunication.
And what's crazy is because they had to know because there was a report saying that his contract expired last month, but they signed him for another month. Why are you just signing him for another month?
Yeah.
And not talking a big deal with him?
Maybe they just want to finish a story for right now with Kyle O'Reilly and see where that goes.
Are they trying to get rid of him?
I hope not.
That's how I kind of read into it.
Because Rip. No, go ahead.
Because I was gonna say, as a big name as he is, as much money as he's bringing in, you wouldn't say, "Hey, buddy, want to sign an extension for 1 month?" No, you're gonna lock that down. Aren't you seeing what's happening on every other channel that has wrestling?
Yeah,
insane stuff. Whether it's Impact, whether it's AEW, whether it's Ring of Honor, AAA, New Japan, everywhere else is insane right now. Yeah. Why would you even give him a chance? Yeah. Why wouldn't you lock him down and say, what are we in 2021? Not even a year. I would be like, let's get a year contract set up.
Yeah.
But then again, is it him saying, nah, let's not do that. Let's just do a month right now.
Even Britt Baker said that he'll be more happier if he stayed in WWE. I don't know. Is he still going to be happy by the time this contract actually expires? I don't know. Because if she's able to say that he'll be more happier over there. I mean, I'm not saying that she probably doesn't want an AEW, but like that says something about Adam Cole. Like he's that dedicated to NXT and doing shit over there that he doesn't want to leave. Because if you're Britt Baker, you would want him, or she'll probably tweet out saying, "Hey, I think he should come to AEW,"
Yeah.
but she's not, and that's the competition, or what do you say? So it's still like I think that's also raises the question. I don't know if he's going to resign. He may take maybe like a few months off, then come back.
I think that's something too to get everybody talking, just to get.
Maybe it's storyline purposes. Maybe it's not an actual contract expiring.
If he brings it up on NXT, that's when you know it's a storyline.
Yeah, I don't even because
he returns next week.
He does because I heard something yesterday in NXT. I just thought of it. They said he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
Still injured.
He's supposed to return next week, I believe.
Yeah, but he said he hurt his neck or something. So, like, if they're planning a match with him and Kyle O'Reilly soon, then why would they say he's injured? Like that. Then
the match is probably gonna take over. It's supposed to take place at Takeover.
Yeah, but I don't know how long. I'm not a doctor, but I don't know how long a neck injury is supposed to last. But like, who knows?
It's probably
it sounds serious because what happened. But like, and to me, a neck injury sounds like it could be a while.
Unless it's storyline of him, maybe they're keeping him off TV for a reason. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe they're dealing with it. Maybe they're dealing with like what contract do you want? Like what do you want to do?
It's weird right now in wrestling.
It's weird.
Like I don't get it, man.
I know. Me neither. I'm so confused.
And then like we talked about last week with Brian Punk, and now you got Adam Cole might be a free agent. You got all of Wyatt family just chilling outside of wrestling.
Yeah.
No one signed yet.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean,
do you think the Wyatt family could come together and show up in another company?
I think so. Maybe they'll include Bo Dallas in it too, because he's actually blood related to Bray.
Yeah.
So I think
if he still wants to wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's actually done wrestling. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I heard something that he might be done because he's doing like real estate shit now. I don't know.
He's chilling.
Yeah, he's chilling. I don't know. Maybe that could be a possibility. That could be
imagine seeing the Wyatt family. They would have to
make up a new
name. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think if that was the case, it'd probably be AEW just to pay respect to Brody. I don't know. I don't think people are saying like, oh, new Dark Order member Bray. No.
If I was Bray and I still wanted to wrestle, the place where he should go that has like a lot of characters that are like dark is like in Mexico.
Yeah,
I think he would do really good over there.
That's his fit though. Like I can't see him doing like a regular person, like like a regular character. You can't do that with him now. He has to do something creative. Does it have to? Does it have to be dark? Does it have to be dark? Who knows?
To be honest,
no pun intended with AEW dark, but still, does it have to be dark though, or does it have to be like it's a character? Because I don't know if I can see him pull off a random character that's not dark.
I don't know, Bray.
He's that creative genius.
Yeah, when he started doing the promos in the Firefly Funhouse, it was like, what's going on here? And then he was playing both characters. I was like, okay, so I could see him doing something like that and just being a crazy version of himself. Because that's what I thought it was. I didn't think he was gonna, like, when he first started doing the promos, I was like, oh, he's gonna be one of those characters that just snaps. Yeah. But then he came out with the mask and the Fiend. I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I could have saw him just wrestling in that like the sweater and khakis, and and just at moments just snapping and being crazy. You know what I mean? So I could see that happening. I think Bray could pull off anything if he puts his mind to it. He's one of those guys that you could throw him a shitty gimmick
and he'll make it work.
Yeah,
that's why I said before, you can put him in a match against Drew Gulak and it'll probably be the top feud there because that's how good it is.
You could put him with bum ass Tony Nese and make Tony
Reggie
Nese look like a star.
Reggie just flipping instead, just flipping in the ring. It's like, whoa, But yeah, like I don't think he's like I think he's like
I
I
hope
don't,
not.
whatever
I hope he's not
whatever
done.
he's going through. I hope he gets better, but like I hope
Yeah.
he's not done yet. Um, I mean I hope it's not an NXT thing like Samoa Joe. Even though Samoa Joe, I'm happy to see back, but like he's more than just an NXT thing.
Yeah. I would.
Because maybe that's something he hasn't done yet. I guess, like we mentioned before, he's been in NXT with Bray Wyatt for like what, a few short months, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Like, what if he wants to be NXT champion? What if he wants to go up against Samoa Joe or Karrion Cross or something
Oof.
like that? Maybe, who
Oof.
knows? We got to see.
Oof. That would be sick, to be honest. Um. Yeah, Samoa Joe was weird. That was a weird one. I guess now he's fighting at Takeover. He'll probably take the strap off of Cross,
That's most definitely happening, man.
and that would be Cross's
Final goodbye.
goodbye. Yeah, maybe that's when we see the next night Scarlett show up on Raw.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's weird, man. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and it's
Yeah.
like so much could happen, but then also so much could stay the same. Like we don't know.
We don't know. It's like
Because
anything can happen now. Like, what the
exactly.
fuck?
I love wrestling, man. I love
Yeah, I love it, but it's like, okay, what's going on? Like,
yeah. I like that it's like that right now because there's so much and there's different options.
and then the
Before
CM
it was
Punk shit,
just
Daniel
like,
Bryan. It's like, what is going on?
yep,
It's like, did he just let Daniel Bryan walk?
crazy that they. Well, we don't even know because he could be low key a producer, like you know what I
Yeah,
mean. Like who knows? Which I wouldn't want to see. I want him to have, even though I say I'm not the biggest fan of Brian. I love Brian. I'm just not the biggest fan when people say he's the best wrestler in the world because of
yeah,
his age.
yeah,
But other than that, I love Brian. But
yeah.
I would love to see him in Japan.
Hell yeah,
Um, I would be kind of mad if he re-signed with WWE unless they gave him a deal that he gets to go
he
to
can
Japan.
come. Yeah, and come back still,
Yeah,
like open doors.
yeah,
Not the forbidden door, but like he still come back and wrestle with WWE.
facts. Yeah,
Because like we said last week, like Jericho had that same idea. Like he had the
yeah,
idea of going to Japan, but still open to going up at the WWE and wrestle there when they wanted him to. So it's not like now AEW is a thing. If he goes there, it's like, okay, the door is shut. You can't come back.
yeah.
You're done.
I think it's tough though. There's certain wrestlers that I feel like Vince would. Um, I think there's certain wrestlers Vince would forgive.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan made him a lot of money. I think he would forgive Daniel Bryan. I
Yeah.
think if CM Punk went to him and called him up and said, "Yo, I want a job. I want to come back," I think he would because he knows CM Punk's gonna make him money.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing with making money. Hulk Hogan walked out on him and went to a rival company and tried to put him out of business.
And came back.
And the man is still praising Hogan like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like as long as you make Vince money,
then he's happy. He's happy.
He'll let you back in. If he knows he's gonna get something out of it, he's gonna let you back in.
Yeah.
Look at when he was like, I'm gonna the whole NWO coming back. He let them all come back, all three of them, after they all walked out on him. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that he knows if you're gonna make him money, he'll forgive you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on. It just makes sense. So I think there's a couple guys. Now there's some guys that are too deep in.
What do you mean?
Like a Jericho. He's a part of the company.
Yeah, I mean they did have him that back for that Stone Cold Sessions thing, but that was like
which
podcast.
That's cool. But that's the thing, like even like Vince said he don't see AEW as competition and people were mad about that. And it's like he shouldn't. They're a glorified indie company. I'll say it. They're an indie company that got a big budget and they're signing guys. Cool. Now if they're on the same night as you, that's competition. Like Impact wasn't competition to WWE until they moved to Monday nights. They moved to Monday nights at 8 p.m. So that's competition. Other than that, you're not competition unless you're the same night.
Yeah.
I look at it like that.
Yeah, I mean they're just doing better ratings. Who cares? Like
they're doing better, and they're doing better ratings. Like right now, they're hitting 1 mil every week. AEW,
yeah,
and that's cool. But again,
Raw isn't
WWE's
doing
been
that. Raw isn't doing that.
Well, Raw is. It just looks bad because they've been around so long that it's like you're supposed to be getting more ratings. Tell me,
yeah,
they're getting Dynamite ratings. You know what I mean? But that's not what they're supposed to be doing. They've been around for so long. They're a multi-million-dollar company. They should be having more ratings.
Yeah.
Like if you look back, like of course I'll get shit for this because everybody always says this. If you look back at the Attitude Era, they were hitting like 7 mil, 6 mil. Like it was crazy. But again, you gotta think of how wrestling was back then. It was huge. It was look at the superstars they had. You can't just look at that and be like, oh, but now they're hitting, they only have 1.5. That's a lot of fucking people watching Raw. You know what I mean? Even though the ratings are lower than they usually are.
It's a lot of people from
people are still watching. And if you look at Raw, people are still going to the shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So time will tell if AEW makes a jump to Monday. Imagine that.
Dude.
Dynamite Mondays. Then
apparently SmackDown's going to 3 hours, apparently. That's what I've been hearing.
What?
That's what I've been hearing.
Does Raw lose an hour?
I don't know. I think they're doing this just to compete with Rampage. But
you give me 3 hours to open my week and then close my week. That's a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's also a lot of work for them. That's an extra hour for them to write TV.
Exactly. And you can't even do it for one show. They can't even do it for one.
That's tough.
Yeah. Damn. That is tough. But I guess if that's all we got to say, I guess we could wrap it up there.
Yeah, why not?
Episode 46 of the Ring Fanatics Podcast. Go comment down below what your thoughts on this Bray Wyatt release and Adam Cole free agency news. I am Nick, your host. With me is my co-host Joel. Episode number 46 of the Ring Fanatics Podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Gotcha.